All right. I am here with Brady Cates of McKinney Boyd football, a sophomore running back who will be entering his junior year this fall, hopefully, if we're able to play. Brady, first off, I want to know, what have you been keeping yourself busy? Like, what have you been doing to keep yourself healthy and fit and, trying to keep the same thing that Coach McBride would have you doing if you were in practice at McKinney right now?
Well, as of right now, obviously it's not football season yet, so we've been going through the off season a lot. And when we were in school, we were hitting off season hard, um, as we didn't have a very successful season this past year, and we knew things had to change. So we started working hard, lifting 4 times a day in the morning, and just worked on agility all day at school during the workout period. And after school, we'd run track. But as of right now, there's not much we can do because everything's closed due to this COVID-19 situation. But as of right now, we are all actually doing Zoom call meetings with workouts that the coaches have sent us to do. And we do those still 4 times a week in the morning. And I also get extra time in. I go run hills. I go work on footwork with some friends, some buddies. And yeah, I'm still keeping up with everything because I can't take no breaks.
It sounds like you are really preparing yourself for hopefully what you think will be like a big season, because last year, 3-7, I got the chance to see one of your games, but that's not what everyone wants is a 3-7 season. So it's great that you're able to start early and start the preparation. And how have the Zoom training meeting has been going with your coaches? Because obviously it's not the same of when you're standing next to all of your teammates in the gym and they're blowing whistles and everything's going on. So how have those been going?
You're absolutely right. It's definitely not the same as it is in person, but it's still over this past offseason, our team has grown so close, and there has already been such a big improvement from this past season. And we know that. We've all noticed that and taken note of that and realized let's keep this momentum going forward. And we started doing that when we were all together still in school, but we realized that we're not going to be together due to this situation, that we still need to keep our foot on the accelerator and keep pushing forward. But our meetings, it was at first, of course, everybody was new to this online meeting and how we're going to get everything situated. But this is our 4th week doing it now, so we're getting used to it. And yeah, we're rocking and rolling on it, man. We're working hard.
I'm glad to hear that because, not many people up my way will know about McKinney Boyd. And, I'm trying to get it out there that, this is a school to watch. And I'm glad you guys are, really preparing. And I'm really excited to hopefully get another opportunity to watch you down there.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we're looking forward to it, man. Next year, we're gonna try and prove something.
You talk about last season, you told me you missed the first 3 games due to an injury that you suffered in the summer, but can you walk me through, how are you able to recover? Because since you're a running back, you have to use your legs a lot, and you broke your ankle, so that has a big factor on whether you can run in a football game. So how were you able to work yourself back to 100% and be ready for game day?
Oh yeah, it was a struggle at first for sure because that whole summer before that my sophomore school year, I came out of surgery midsummer and I was in a cast for up until like a few weeks into the school year, and then they moved me into a boot, and so I had to stay in that boot for a couple more weeks. But after that, I started going through therapy. I started doing workouts, and I realized that I was going to play running back when I returned. So I realized what type of work is needed to be able to come back and be able to play hard and be able to fight off some of the stuff that you were battling and struggling with during your injury and how to progress forward and get past that. So yeah, mainly just working on a lot of footwork workouts, a lot of footwork agility workouts. Yeah, a lot of running too. You had to maintain strength on that leg so it wouldn't get weak anymore because it was really weak out of the cast. But yeah, over time I just kept working on it, and I haven't had any problems with it since then.
That's good to hear. Hopefully it stays healthy for you because, you've got some great talent, and I'd hate to have to see you sideline some more.
Right. Me
Now,
too.
I have a question that kind of deals with running, and I'm sure you saw the video I put on Twitter that your football team retweeted of you guys coming out of your Bronco tunnel onto the
Oh,
field
yeah.
of the game. And, when you run out of the tunnel and you hear the song backup playing in the stadium sound system, and, your students are jumping up and down and they're going crazy. What's the atmosphere at McKinney ISD Stadium like for you as a player, and how does it impact your performance?
Man, I can't even use words to describe the feeling and the energy it puts off. Um, Football has always been a huge, probably one of the biggest passions in my life, and so to be able to be around my family, my brothers, about to go play a hard 4-quarter football game, and to be in that tunnel and to hear a crowd that is cheering for you and is relying on you to go out there and win the game for them and your school, and it's just the whole pride thing. It gets me pumped up, man, and I'm sure it gets everybody else in the field pumped. It's incredible. The feeling is truly incredible.
I know from where I was sitting at the game, I didn't even have to really go into the stadium. As soon as my dad and I pulled into the parking lot, I was like, oh my God. Like, I was already getting butterflies just pulling into the parking lot. And then as we took each step closer, and, we were, unfortunately for you, on the regular McKinney, the original side. And, we never got a chance over to Boyd's side of the stadium. But, I saw all the Beat High and the Beat Boyd shirts, and,
Oh, yeah.
I just got a feeling like, oh my goodness, this is like a rivalry game. Like, I felt like NFL Network should have been there for like Game of the Week or something. It was like so crazy. And
Yeah,
then,
it is a huge rivalry, man.
yeah, and then I saw both tunnels, your Boyd and then High's Lion, and, they run out of both of those. Like, I wasn't expecting that, and it was just one of the greatest intros. And, it's something athletes dream about, being able to play in a stadium like that. And for people who are going to see this that don't know what McKinney ISD Stadium is, I definitely recommend they check it out, because, talk about a $70 million high school stadium. That is crazy. It's one of the most expensive in the nation, if not the most expensive. And has it settled into your mind yet that you get to play there for all your home games, and then 2 more away games when you play McKinney North and McKinney High? Has it settled in yet?
It still blows my mind, man. I mean, it's settled in, but there are times when I'm there and I'm thinking like, wow, man, like how did I get so blessed in the opportunity to be able to just be able to be in the stadium, let alone play in it. It is a beautiful stadium, man, and it really does take your breath away when you're out there.
You guys have your football banquets there too at the convention center, right? Because
Yes.
yeah, your high school stadium has a convention center in it too, and that's pretty awesome that you get to have your last meeting with your families and your seniors and the coaches after the last game of the year before you go into the off season. And the convention center overlooks the turf field, and you can see McKinney Boyd on it, so that's pretty special too, right?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
So I want to talk about, we got into, 3-7 last year, and, how pumped you guys are to prove something this year. But if you had to take a look at the work ethic you guys had last year, and that it's even bigger now because, you're kind of used to each other and you're used to the formation Coach McBride has, and how are you going to be able to have more success this year, and what can we expect to see from McKinney Boyd this year?
Man, this coming year, we're more prepared. We like you said, the chemistry, our bonding together has greatly improved. I can't even tell you how great it's improved just over the last 4 months, 5 months, man. We have really seen a huge change. But for this coming season, we've had Zoom meetings going over plays, positions, and it really is this whole offseason, this whole quarantine offseason, if you call it, is focusing down on, okay, we may not have a lot of time going forward into the summer to actually see each other and practice this. We might as well get a head start. So yeah, our situation we're in right now is definitely based on preparation for this coming season, and we're ready.
That's great to hear. That's really great to hear, because, I'm expecting a really good season for not only you, but all your teammates, because I just think, last year you guys were young, and now maybe you've gotten a little stronger in the weight room and you've gotten bigger. And, the coach, he's going to put a 10 times better game plan in for you guys to make sure that you guys can get some wins. So I'm really looking forward to this fall. But, for you, you're going to be a junior in the fall. And, when junior season comes, that's when, it starts to get even more special because colleges start their process at looking at everyone. And how excited are you that your chance is now probably coming even more? Like, you had a good chance last year, but now you've got an even bigger chance to prove yourself. So how does it motivate you now going into your junior year?
Man, just the thought of that is mainly what pushes me forward to be a better athlete on the field, in the weight room, with just in general. That is a big thing of motivation for me, a big source of motivation. The fact that I know that I can continue out of high school to go somewhere else and play football, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it, man. It just gets me excited, and I know it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of skill to get there. So I know the only way I'm going to get there is if I keep getting better every single day and keep working.
Do you have a goal set for next season?
Yes, we have talked about this one goal. I have talked about it a lot, and I know all the other guys agree. But we've been in a little bit of a playoff drought, and our goal this year is to make playoffs. And I think with the team that we got and what we're going into with, that is absolutely possible to make playoffs this coming year.
I looked at some articles a couple days ago as I was getting this prepared, and I saw the record when Coach McBride was hired last year. Your school was just 9-21 before he got here, and then 3-7 this year. That tacks on to 12 total wins and 28 total losses over the last 4 years. That's not something like that everyone's going to glamour about, and people are going to be like, oh, it's just McKinney Boyd. They get this awesome, stadium, and they just can't figure out a way to win. But you guys are ready to prove yourself, and I think all the negativity that people can say about Boyd is what's fueling you even more to end that playoff drought. Am I right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that is correct.
I have a question that might be hard to answer, but it might not be hard to answer.
All right.
What kind of, everyone has an idol, whether, doesn't matter if you're an athlete or if you're just a person who looks up to someone. Who's someone you look up to that you think can help you achieve your goal of making the playoffs next year?
Man, I got him as my wallpaper right here. My man, Walter Payton.
Walter Payton, that's a great choice.
Goodness. He's always been a great player, one of my favorite players. But as you know, I'm a Packers fan, and he plays for the Bears, so that's a little weird. But it's the fact that there's an award named after him for his kindness and how giving he is, and the fact that he is able to be such a clutch and amazing and just skilled, talented football player, and on the side of that, be able to show how loving and caring he is as a person outside of football. That's all I want to be. To be somebody like that, man. That's my main goal. I would love to end up someone like that, and that's why I strive to be. That's why he's my idol, is trying to do his actions and become what he becomes.
That's awesome. Although I can't believe you live 45 minutes from AT&T Stadium and you're a Green Bay Packers fan.
I know it started with my dad, actually. He's always been a fan, and I carried it along from him.
I mean, that's what I do. My dad was born in Kingsville, Texas, so he got me to be a Cowboys fan.
Oh, yeah.
I completely understand that, but just giving you some tough talk there about Dallas being the second team. But, you've answered the questions just so amazing, and you're very well-spoken. You look like an absolute locker room leader, and, I hope that coming up this junior year, you are one of the top building blocks to help Boyd achieve the playoffs. And, I'm really excited to see what you're able to do.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
I see your shirt. All I can read is "this is," and then I see the M. What is it? This is our house.
Our house.
It's about ISD Stadium.
It's a Red Nation, baby.
The best student section I've experienced. I got a video of them doing the little hair
Yeah,
bounce thing that they do.
yeah.
And
They go. That started in our pep rallies, and we started doing that not only at the pep rallies, but we started doing them at the games. And they go crazy. They go wild.
I
Yeah.
got it on video, and when they started doing it, my dad laid his head over to me, and he goes, "What are they doing?" I said, "I don't know, but it looks like they're hurting their neck a little bit." But it was
I'm
just,
telling you, yeah, they sling it, man. They sling it.
it was definitely something to watch. And my whole experience watching your game last year was definitely like one of the highlights of my life so far. It was just so nice and different, but different in the best way that different could be, because it was just like an experience I'll never forget. Like, people say
Oh, yeah.
you go to Cowboys games, that should be like your main thing you're happy about and everything, and I'm like, Texas high school football, that's what I
Yeah,
like. It was
absolutely, man. That high school football, it the everybody, all these, you hear all these NFL stars, they always talk about it, like when they're retired or maybe even still in the league. There is nothing like Friday night football and going out and seeing the crowd and being in that atmosphere. There is nothing like it.
And the schools you play, they have some well-known athletes that have made it to the NFL. You were only in like 6th or 7th grade, but you told me that Kyler Murray went to Allen High School, which is just like 25 or 30 minutes away from you guys. And, I know a couple of McKinney Boyd players have made it onto the Seahawks. I saw as notable alumni from your school's website page. So, Texas high school football has gotten people from being a high school athlete to the collegiate level, and then taking it
Absolutely.
one more step to the NFL level. So is that
Right.
a dream for you as well, to be able to continue that process into the NFL?
That is the absolute dream. Just it takes a lot, I know, and that's why all the effort and all the passion I have for it is needed to be able to get to where I want to be, which is exactly there, NFL.
Now, your workouts with Coach McBride in the off season and in this season, it seems like you go hard at all of them. I've seen some Twitter videos of the mat workouts and all that stuff. So how does the way Coach McBride and the rest of your coaching staff influence the way you play by how much they prepare you guys in the weight room and on the practice field?
Man, these coaches, every single one of them, they know what it takes to be a great football team, and they have experience of having great football teams. And Coach McBride has got a state championship under his belt. His record before coming here, I think, was 50-15, something like that, somewhere around there. So these guys know what it takes to win and to be a winning program and to be somebody not to be messed with. So knowing that, them putting their attitudes of feeling that way towards us as players made us realize, these we are blessed with these coaches, and we need to take every advantage that we can. And they really wrapped our minds focused on how great we need to be and how much better we need to get to be able to become a winning program. So yeah, they have a huge influence on us and what we do.
One last thing, and then I'll be able to let you go. When I saw the game last year, it was 10-7, but, it wasn't a game like you would expect to be 10-7. Your
Right.
offense was able to drive down the field, but then, there was a turnover, or the defense for you guys was able to force high into a turnover. And, you had a couple blocked field goals in that game, I remember.
Yep.
And, so how do the different aspects of the game, offense, if you're not able to score points, but then your defense is able to get you the ball back, how much of a factor does that play into, trying to be even more successful, knowing that your defensive guys have given you the ball and, they're trying to help you out as much as you can?
Man, that's all that when it comes down to that, that's just being able to be clutch and being able to get what you need to be done, what needs to be done, get done. Everybody's got their own position. Everybody got their own way to play on the field, and they all individually know what to do. So you're right. That game was full of, turnovers, blocked field goals, just back and forth, and both offenses really didn't get anything going. Really, we had great drives, but no huge scores like you would expect.
It was a
But
last second field goal, right? Didn't they
was
kick it with
it
like
was
5 seconds left to make it 10-7?
That's right. It was 7-7, and they did it. We actually were going to take the 10-7 lead, but they blocked our field goal and came down and they scored one. But yeah, you're right. It that question is a great question because it breaks down what football really is. The fact that everybody has their own job, their own position, and everybody needs to get done what needs to be done in that position.
That's a great answer. And I hope like for everyone who's going to see this interview can, take that into their own lives because, some people, they try to find a way to get motivated, and you've spit out about 20 different ways to get motivated here for the upcoming years. So you're like motivated all around. So awesome job. Thank you so much again, Brady. And
Oh yeah.
watch Brady Cates, junior running back in the fall, McKinney Boyd High School. And I can't wait to see what you guys are able to do the upcoming season.
All right. I appreciate the opportunity, man. Thanks for
Yeah.
talking.